This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 29. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow. Camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done, do unto her. For she hath been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. Verse 30. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord. Verse 31. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord, power of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 29 through 31, is I came across this article today brought to you by American Military News, where they reported a U.S. nuke commander openly is admitting that nuclear war with China and Russia, very real possibility. And these are the times that we're coming to because we're at the end. That's why this is the year 2021, hastening onto the coming of the day of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, coined by Apostle Tahar. That's why you're supposed to be in the spirit of prophecy, all right? The testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. And when you read articles like this, you know that salvation is near, that we're at the end, and America is going to get nuked, okay? Whether you like it or not. This is a nuke commander saying publicly now that nuclear war with China and Russia is a very real possibility. So let's get into this article because, hey, Jeremiah 50, verse 29 through 31 is coming. It's knocking at the door. All we're waiting on is for the major prophecy to be fulfilled, which is the R5D chip, the mark of the beast. And then once that's made mandatory, then boom, nukes fly, salvation comes to the hopeful elect, to the elect. All right, Lord willing, I'm part of it. That's why I keep pushing out these videos. That's why all my brothers, all right, and my elders and apostles push out these videos because we want to get on them chariots. We're clearly at the end. The head of the U.S. Strategic Command, STRATCOM, which oversees U.S. nuclear operations, warned in an article this week that there's, quote, real possibility, end quote, of nuclear conflict with China or Russia. Well, guess what? It's going to be with both. All right? Because the scriptures say, all ye that bend the bow, okay? Shoot at her. China is a nuclear nation, and so is Russia, is a nuclear nation. They have nuclear weapons. So they'll be bending the bow at America, as well as North Korea, Iran, even the EU, which is the 10 horns that gave their power unto the beast. And the beast is NATO. Because something's going to happen. You already see the working where NATO's going to turn on Babylon the Great, the whore that rides the beast. So let's continue on. Writing for Proceedings, the U.S. Naval Institute monthly magazine STRATCOM commander Admiral Charles Richard wrote, quote, "Since the collapse of the Soviet Union, the Department of Defense has not had to consider the possibility of great power competition, crisis, or direct armed conflict with a nuclear capable peer." And right, and that's to your own pride, America. All right? Because the Russians always had the nuke. The Cold War, what was all that about? Testing nukes. So you, in your pride and your pump, since the Soviet Union collapsed, you thought that you could never be challenged. Well, that's to your mistake. That's to your snare, dummy. All right? And that goes to show you that America, you don't read the Bible. Okay? You Americans don't read the Bible because the Lord said, all right, he was going to put the hooks back into Gog and Magog in Ezekiel 38, and he has. That's why the Russians are dominating your ass in the Middle East. Okay? Punking you. You couldn't overthrow Assad, which is a clear indicator that you're losing. You're on the losing end, and you're only going to decline even more. Unfortunately, the current environment no longer affords us that luxury. Richard wrote, quote, "Faced with Russia and China's growing threats and gray zone actions, the United States must take action today, position itself for the future." Right, you're positioning yourself for destruction, all right? Your mighty men are divided. Look at this shit show, what happened on January 6th. The military is divided, man, okay? You have a lot of Trump supporters within the military, okay? You think they're going to listen to Joe Biden? You creepy Joe? Shit. Unfortunately, our opponents invested in nuclear... No, hold on. Let me finish this part. Faced with Russia and China's growing threats and gray zone actions, the United States must take action today to position itself for the future. We must start by acknowledging that our most fundamental assumption that strategic deterrence will hold, even through crisis and conflict, is going to be tested in ways not seen before, right? Because, hey, Russia has a policy that, and you can Google this, where even if you use your own conventional missiles, America, they'll still launch a nuclear missile at you, all right? So there goes your deterrence right there. Because all deterrence means is you do something to us, we're going to do something to you, all right? There's a response. That's all deterrence means. And, you got simple Americans that use the word deterrence. They don't even go into the word deterrence, all right? In fact, let's go into it now. Let's look up the word deterrence, all right? Look up. The action of discouraging an action or even through instilling doubt or fear of the consequences. Right. If you launch a nuke at us, we'll launch a nuke at you. That's it. All right? So come on. If a country is willing to launch nukes, they already understand that you more likely will launch a nuke at them. That's why Russians were testing, all right, in, what was it, in 2017, 2018, all right? In Moscow, more specifically the city, they had their citizens running into bunkers. You can look that up, okay? So the Russians are prepared for a nuclear war. The question is, America, or excuse me, you average American citizens, are you prepared for a nuclear war? Do you have your bunkers? Hey, according to this new command, he says that China, Russia, very real possibility for a nuclear war. Where's your bunkers at? A lot of you Americans, you're suckers. All right? And that's why we keep telling our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans, all right, who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites that are dwelling here in Babylon the Great, get your head out of your 4 point of contact. Seek Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai now. All right? Stop following the ways of America. This place is through. You got a commander now saying nuclear war is very possibility. Let's continue on. We must start by acknowledging that our most fundamental assumption that strategic deterrence will hold even through crisis and conflict is going to be tested in ways not seen before. You damn Skippy. Quote, unfortunately, our opponents invested in nuclear and strategic capabilities designed to constrain U.S. actions, test our alliances, and, if necessary, escalate past us to include nuclear use. Right, and the Russians' nuclear technology far exceeds America's technology. All right, even the rockets. Okay, America was buying Russian rockets to shoot their satellites into the atmosphere, into the stratosphere. Okay, so you have to rely on Russian technology just to shoot your satellites outside the the Earth. All right, so clearly, who is more technologically advanced in terms of nuclear capabilities? The Russians. And they're working with the Chinese. So, the Chinese got Russian technology too. So, you're through, America. Richard's article continued. There is a real possibility that a regional crisis with Russia or China could escalate quickly to a conflict involving nuclear weapons if they perceive the conventional laws would threaten the regime or state. Right. So if you shoot conventional missiles at them and the Russians or the Chinese believe that, hey man, all right, we're going to lose our our status, our state, they'll just launch nukes at America. So yeah, we're here. Consequently, the U.S. military must shift its principal assumption from nuclear employment is not possible to nuclear employment is a very real possibility, right? So that whole START treaty, that was just a fluff, okay? There's no value in that START treaty. Nuclear war is inevitable. And you even got a nuclear commander from the United States admitting it openly. So let's go to the scriptures because, hey, man, it's all about the Bible. It's all about the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We're almost out of here. All right? Let's go to the book of Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created a smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and have created a waster to destroy. Right. The Lord put the spirit on these scientists, these mad scientists, to create these missiles, to create these nuclear weapons, so that they can be used. All right. So really, you Edomites, you so-called white people, all right, you create these missiles for self-suicide. Okay, and you're going to use them, just like when you created a gun, you used it. Just like you created the tanks and the warplanes, you used it. Brother Ramak from my camp always brings out that analogy. Okay, like you created all these weapons to use it on each other. So evidently you're gonna use these nukes on each other, and this is all done by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to bring judgment upon your own head because you've been proud against him. You've been hurting his people for far too long in his judgment time. All right, and his people, okay, are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, mainly. They make up the 12 tribes of Israel, as well as the Israelites, foreigners that are scattered among the nations that look like the other nations. All right, but they believe, all right, that their line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, because they believe on the scriptures. They believe on the word. So you got a lot of to pay, Esau, Edom, and the Lord's bringing down America, which is the heart of your rulership. And once the nukes drop here, that's it. You are dethroned. Okay. 17. This is to our people who believe. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. Right. This is where we put our confidence in. This is where we put our contingency plan, in the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We believe by pushing his word out, okay, following his law, statutes, commandments to the best of our ability, the ones that we can keep, all right, he's going to deliver us from the coming destruction. Okay, that's where our hope is. That's where our great faith is at. Okay? And when we see articles like this, We're excited. We love it. Okay? Because we know the end is near. All we're waiting on is for that major prophecy, the RFID chip, the mark of the beast, to be made mandatory. And boom, the nukes fly. Salvation comes to the elect. And Lord willing, I'm part of it. Last one. Revelation 11:11. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered into them. Right. This is when the Lord put the Spirit on his men. Okay. And it started mainly in the 1960s with Abba Bivens to push out the truth. Who are the biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, according to history. And from the 1960s up to this point, the truth, all right, went out throughout all the earth. Everybody's heard about the Hebrew Israelites. Whether they like us or not, you've heard about us. Okay? This is the Lord putting the Spirit of life back into us. Okay? This is part of the promise. Okay? That we will wake up in the last days. And by us waking up in the last days, simultaneously, he's bringing down the current ruling heathen, which is Esau, Edom. Entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Right. And who's scared? The elite, the Illuminati. Okay? These secret societies that know who we are. They're scared because we woke up. They spent trillions and trillions and billions of dollars to suppress this information from us. But guess what? You couldn't, because this is of the Lord. This is his movie. Okay? You are moving to the tune of prophecy, just like we are moving to the tune of prophecy. All right? We're part of prophecy, waking up to our identity. Okay? This is a big sign that we're at the end. 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Right, we were delivered. Lord willing, a part of it. But the elect, okay, the elect, they were delivered in a chariot, in a great spaceship, the fathership. Okay, the Lord delivered us, and you, our enemies, the heathens, and you 2/3 who still don't believe in 2021, which is a damn shame, but that's part of prophecy, that 2/3 wouldn't believe, okay, to the coming destruction. You going to see us, all right, Lord willing, a part of it, get beamed up into the chariots. 13, in the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. What's that talking about? Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great is divided into 10 parts. What's that talking about? Look up FEMA. The FEMA regions. 10 parts. This is evidently talking about America. And in the earthquake were slain men, 7,000, meaning completion, right? Because when the nukes hit America, okay, anybody that's here after the deliverance, okay, is dead. D-E-A-D, dead. And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the Most High of heaven, right? Who's the remnant? It's talking about the elect of the nation of Israel. They got delivered in the chariots, so-called UFOs, which the world ignorantly calls so-called UFOs, which they are the chariots. All right, the chariot. If you look in the Hebrew, rakab, okay? And we were giving praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for delivering us. And Lord willing, I'm part of it. 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Right. So when you read articles like this, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. World War III. It is high time to wake up out of sleep, knowing the time. Okay? Because salvation is near. So if this message is resonating with you, all right, keep pushing, keep fighting. We're almost out of here. When you read articles like this, you should be hyped in the spirit. We're almost out of here. I am. I'm excited reading articles like this. And this has come straight out of the horse's mouth. Once again, nuclear war with China, Russia, very real possibility, says U.S. nuke commander. Kau Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. And with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'ashim Rukak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. Keep pushing. Keep fighting. Keep studying. All right? If you got to fast, fast. You should fast. All right? To the few sisters, keep studying. Keep praying. If you got to fast, you should fast. We're almost out of here. All right? Keep holding on. All right? Have patience. Have patience. We're almost out of here. Shalom and a Baba Ball. Shalom.